The Jackson 5 story cannot be understood by typing one person at a time. This was a family ecosystem, a controlling father, a mother trying to preserve the family, children whose talent became the family's survival strategy, and a public world that rewarded the very system that hurt them. Understanding this complex web requires us to look beyond individual behaviors to the deeper psychological motivations and family dynamics at play. In this exploration, we will delve into the Enneagram types, archetypal roles, and the formative ecosystem that sculpted not just the Jackson 5, but the very fabric of their family life. Joe Jackson, the father, operated as the system controller. His apparent survival rules seemed to be discipline, performance, and control are what keep this family safe and successful. Public accounts describe severe physical and psychological abuse, strict rehearsal routines, and emotional distance. This wasn't simply about enforcing rules, it was about creating an environment where love, safety, and family pride were inextricably linked to performance. Joe's role was not about being an Enneagram 8 per se, but about embodying the archetype of the controlling patriarch, whose fear of failure drove his relentless pursuit of excellence. Katherine Jackson, in contrast, took on the stabilizer role. She was the family's peacekeeper, the anchor attempting to preserve connection and identity within the household's high-pressure environment. Her presence provided a semblance of emotional safety amidst the turbulence, striving to maintain a sense of continuity and faith that countered Joe's harsh methods. Michael Jackson's journey is particularly compelling when viewed through the lens of the Enneagram. Proposed as a 4 with 3 or perhaps a 3 with 4, Michael's public narrative is a tapestry of 4-like needs for originality, sensitivity, and emotional depth, interwoven with 3-like desires for excellence and perfection. But the question at the heart of Michael's story isn't merely about his type. It's about whether he crafted his public persona for admiration or because achieving excellence was his only way to feel safe and valued. His longing for emotional safety and a lost childhood clashed with the overwhelming pressure to remain exceptional. Jermaine Jackson's role can be seen as a dance between individual recognition and loyalty to the family system. He embodies the tension of achievement versus belonging, a struggle that showcases the archetypal battle between the need for personal accomplishment and the pull of familial loyalty. As for Tito, Jackie, and Marlon, each navigated their survival roles differently. One might have become the stabilizer, another the dependable quiet member, and yet another the adapter who ensured group cohesion. This variety in adaptation highlights the family's ecosystem rule. Love, safety, and family pride are connected to performance. This rule prompted different responses, ranging from overachievement and invisibility to rebellion and mediation. The formative ecosystem was shaped by public reporting of Joe Jackson's emotionally distant and punitive methods, where rehearsals replaced ordinary childhood freedoms. Such an environment turned the siblings into co-survivors, not merely competitors. Their relationship was a complex interplay of dependence, fear, and shared talent, bound by the vital need to survive within a system that rewarded excellence but also demanded conformity. Michael's interaction with the public added another layer to this family system. The world's admiration, projection, intrusion, demand, and reward for fantasy intensified an already precarious relationship with trust and identity. His solo ascendance further strained the family roles, as individual identities began to emerge distinctively. The chronological arc of their story unfolds through family rehearsals and early discipline, breakthrough success that transformed them into a public institution, and the emergence of individual identities that eventually led to Michael's unparalleled solo career. This ascendance, while groundbreaking, also placed immense strain on family roles. leading to adult estrangements, reconciliations, and unresolved wounds. For many, the Jackson story is not just relatable because of their fame, but because of the universal themes it encompasses. Growing up in a family where achievement bought peace, where being talented made you valuable, or where everyone had a role they were never allowed to step out of. As we explore these dynamics, reflect on your own experiences. Do you recognize these patterns in your life? Have you felt the pressure of roles imposed by family expectations, or the constant drive for achievement as a means of securing love and acceptance? These are the questions we must ponder as we peer into the intricate tapestry of the Jackson family saga. The psychological interplay within the Jackson family is a microcosm of broader human experiences, capturing a poignant struggle between individuality and familial obligation. Michael's Enneagram Type 4 personality, characterized by a deep longing for authenticity and significance, clashed with the rigid expectations set by his father, Joe Jackson. This tension is emblematic of the archetypal struggle between the hero and the shadow. Michael, as the hero, sought to express his unique talents and emotions, yet the shadow, embodied by the father's authoritative control, perpetually loomed, constraining his freedom and formative self-expression. In the ecosystem of the Jackson family, each sibling played a distinct role, mapped onto archetypal figures. Janet, often seen as the shapeshifter, adapted fluidly to a world demanding versatility, while Germaine assumed the role of the loyalist, striving to maintain harmony and allegiance to the family unit. These roles were not merely assigned but emerged as defense mechanisms against the external pressures exerted by fame and internal familial dynamics. The family's dynamics can be further understood through the lens of the Enneagram stress and growth paths. Under stress, a Type 4 like Michael might retreat into an introverted space, seeking to escape the overwhelming expectations that fame brought. This need for withdrawal is not just a personal desire, but a survival strategy in an environment that constantly required him to perform and please. In moments of growth, however, Michael moved towards Type 1's sense of integrity and purpose, channeling his emotional depth into groundbreaking artistic expressions that invited the world not just to see him, but to truly understand him. Despite the public adoration, Michael's internal narrative was often colored by an intense fear of being misunderstood or rejected if he bore his true self. This core fear is a hallmark of his Enneagram type and highlights the universal human fear of vulnerability. The desire to be seen and valued for one's intrinsic qualities, rather than solely for external accomplishments, resonates deeply with anyone who has ever felt the weight of expectations. Through his music, Michael not only told his own story, but also tapped into collective human emotions. His songs became a canvas for shadow integration, providing an outlet for the unexpressed feelings that had been suppressed due to the relentless pursuit of excellence. Tracks like Man in the Mirror and Billie Jean delve into themes of self-reflection and identity, embodying his quest for authenticity amidst a life often dictated by others. The Jackson family saga also invites us to consider broader cultural and social dynamics. Their narrative is set against a backdrop of racial tensions in America, where breaking through as African American artists in the predominantly white music industry presented its own set of challenges. This cultural context added layers of complexity to their personal struggles, as they were not only navigating familial roles and personal identities, but also contending with societal expectations and prejudices. Such dynamics offer a fertile ground for analyzing how external societal pressures can compound internal family tensions. The Jacksons' pursuit of success was, to some extent, a rebellion against societal limitations, a statement that they would not be confined to the roles traditionally assigned to them. This makes their story not just a personal family drama, but a chapter in the larger narrative of social change and the fight for equality. As Michael's career soared, the ecosystem around him shifted from familial bonds to include managers, legal teams, and an ever-watchful public eye. This transition brought new mentors and tricksters into his circle, each with their own motives and influences. Navigating this complex web of relationships required a delicate balance, as loyalty to family often conflicted with professional advisement. Reflecting on the Jacksons' journey, we're prompted to introspect how our own family dynamics and societal contexts have shaped us. Are there roles we've played that no longer serve us? Have we allowed external expectations to define our sense of self? Or have we, like Michael, sought to uncover and express our true identities despite the challenges? The Jackson family saga is a mirror, inviting each of us to explore the intricate dance between who we are expected to be, and who we aspire to become.